Visit AnyExpat for relocation assistance.
It's Saturday morning in Italy, and you're listening to the Magic Towns Italy podcast.
Welcome back to the Magic Towns Italy podcast with Miles and Alessia. Today, we're taking a truly fascinating look at Italy's 20 incredibly diverse regions.
And we're doing it by comparing them to equivalent US states. It sounds a bit quirky, but it works surprisingly well for getting a handle on each region's personality.
We want to give you a shortcut to being well informed about the distinct character of each Italian region, complete with surprising facts and memorable details, stuff to keep you hooked.
And think of these comparisons as like an espresso-sized summary for each region.
I like that, espresso-sized.
Yeah, because what really jumps out is just how distinct these regions are. The cultural differences between, say, Milan in the north and Naples in the south, honestly, they might be bigger than between many US states.
That's a really good point.
So our goal here is to highlight each region's forte, its core strength, whether that's food, history, culture, geography, whatever makes it tick. We'll do a sort of back and forth tour through all 20, spend a bit more time on the heavy hitters, maybe gloss over the smaller ones a little quicker, but always focusing on what makes each one unique.
Sounds like an incredible journey of discovery.
Yeah.
Let's kick off our grand tour right in northern Italy. We'll sweep from the Alps down towards the Adriatic.
Okay, north first, good place to start.
First up, Lombardy or Lombardia. For me, this is Italy's New York State, no question.
Right? It's the financial and business powerhouse. Milan, its capital, just has that fast-paced global city energy.
Totally.
Yeah, the NYC of Italy label fits Milan pretty well. Finance, fashion.
And the numbers back it up. Lombardia alone contributes like a fifth of Italy's entire GDP.
Yeah, huge impact.
So its forte has got to be wealth, industry, innovation.
I definitely see that Big Apple core. Milan's got that ambitious vibe. But what's also interesting about Lombardia and maybe different from NYC's immediate area is the nature. You've got these gorgeous lakes in Como, Garda, Maggiore, and the Alps looming right there. It's almost like upstate New York's Finger Lakes or the Adirondacks.
Great in Colorado.
Yeah, maybe even a dash of Colorado's alpine scenery. Lake Como, for instance, is basically the Hamptons for Italy's elite, just with, stunning mountain backdrops.
A compelling mix, commerce and beauty. Okay, moving west from there, we hit Piedmont. Okay, so for me, Piedmont often makes me think of Michigan.
Michigan, why is that?
Mainly because of its deep industrial roots, especially automotive. Turin, the capital, is Italy's Detroit for ages.
That makes sense. But Piedmont's not just industry, is it? It's got this slower, really gourmet side, too.
Famous for incredible wines, Barolo, Barbaresco. Yeah, those amazing white truffles. And it's where the slow food movement began. So how do those two things fit together? The heavy industry and this refined food culture, is there a US state that does both like that?
That's a great question. It's not just one or the other. You could almost say it's Michigan meets California's Napa Valley.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, Turin's got these grand boulevards, industrial museums, but drive just a little way out. And you're in rolling vineyards and hazelnut groves. So Piedmont's forte is definitely that blend food and wine culture right alongside its industrial legacy.
Okay, next, way up high in the Alps, there's Valle d'Aosta, Italy's smallest region. Tiny. It's this little alpine spot bordering France and Switzerland. Makes me think of Vermont, maybe New Hampshire. Mountainous, not many people, big on skiing. And they speak French dialects too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Italy's a little Vermont with Mont Blanc looking down on you, right? Its forte is absolutely nature. Amazing skiing, hiking, plus really good hearty mountain food cheeses, cured meats. It's the least populated region, but so charming, very pristine.
From the snowy peaks, let's head down and curve southwest along the Mediterranean, Liguria.
Ah, Liguria, that slender crescent.
Yeah, it just screams California coast to me.
Totally get that vibe, yeah.
Dramatic cliffs, sunny beaches, palm trees, that whole West Coast feel, but maybe older, more compact.
Exactly. Historic scale. Genoa, the main city, does have a bit of a San Francisco or maybe Seattle feel. Historic port, hilly maritime history.
Yeah, I can see the San Francisco Hills comparison.
And then you've got those incredible coastal villages, Cinque Terre, Portofino. Yeah, just pure seaside charm, but, ancient villages clinging to cliffs and the pesto,
So California,
right?
but with way better pesto.
You could say that. Liguria's forte is definitely the sea. Seafood, seafaring history, that whole coastal lifestyle, basil pesto, focaccia. It's all about the coast. The ancient Roman Via Aurelia even runs along it.
Okay. Heading east now into the northeast Veneto, this one feels trickier to compare.
It is tricky because you've got Venice.
Right. Venice, which is unique. When I think of Venice, the water city, carnival, it kind of makes me think of New Orleans, Mardi Gras history, maybe a bit decadent floods sometimes.
The Venice-New Orleans link works for the city itself, I think. Romantic, slightly decadent, yeah. But Veneto as a region is also a massive economic engine.
Beyond just tourism.
Way beyond. The mainland cities like Verona, Vicenza, Padua, they're very industrious, entrepreneurial,
So if you combine the historic artistic side with the business side, what's the US comparison?
maybe something like Massachusetts.
Yeah, you've got Venice as historic Boston. Right. And then the rest is like the state's industrial base and university towns.
Padua has a super old university that works. Historic center plus economic powerhouse. So his forte is both tourism, Venice's Verona, Romeo and Juliet fame and industry, Prosecco, luxury goods.
Yeah, it's a powerhouse in both. And yeah, Verona, even Las Vegas copied the Venetian canals.
True. Okay, next, Trentino Alto Adige, also called South Tyrol, back up in the Alps, bilingual Italian-German. This one feels like Colorado or Utah, maybe for the mountains and skiing.
Yeah. Or Montana for the big sky feel.
Totally. It's like the Colorado Rockies, but swap the burgers for strudel and speck.
Nice.
Its forte is that alpine lifestyle, skiing, hiking, beautiful lakes, combined with this really unique cultural mix. In South Tyrol, the northern part, like 70% speak German first.
Wow, 70%. Yeah.
It feels very efficient, well-organized, kind of like Italy's own little slice of Switzerland.
And finally, rounding out the north, Emilia-Romagna, sprawling across that fertile Po Valley.
The food region.
Exactly. If you love Parmesan, prosciutto, real balsamic vinegar, lasagna, this is the heartland. But it's also Motor Valley, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ducati.
It's just foodie heaven, arguably Italy's best region for food, full stop. And Bologna, the capital, has the oldest university in the Western world, plus a really progressive feel.
So US state, maybe Illinois. Central, flat heartland, big important city like Chicago or maybe Wisconsin for all the cheese.
Maybe, or also think of maybe Minnesota or Oregon. Progressive vibe, really good quality of life, mix of farms and tech or industry. Its forte is definitely that amazing combo, world-class food and high-performance cars. Plus, they even have these cool location spots up in the Apennine Hills.
All right, that wraps up the north. Quite a tour already. Ready for central Italy, Renaissance dreams, quiet charms.
Absolutely, let's head south.
Okay, kicking off central Italy with the superstar Tuscany, Toscana.
The big one.
Yeah, this is the dream image, right? Rolling hills, vineyards, cypress trees, Florence, Siena.
It's iconic.
For a US comparison, I often think of like Northern California's wine country mixed with New England's cultural weight, like Napa Valley meets Massachusetts.
Ooh, I like that. Napa meets Mass.
Yeah, Florence is the cradle of the Renaissance, packed with art and history, feels kind of like Boston, steeped in history and culture. Tuscany's forte is just undeniably culture and landscape.
As a Tuscan myself, I can get behind the California comparison. The wine, the scenery, the global appeal, definitely. And Florence, yeah, it's an open-air museum. Michelangelo, Leonardo, all that innovation happened there. Plus, you've got Siena, Pisa, Lucca, and that countryside everyone dreams about. It really does set a high bar.
Everyone wants a piece of Tuscany, it seems.
Okay,
Next door is Umbria, Tuscany's quieter, landlocked neighbor.
the green heart of Italy.
Exactly. Super green, lots of medieval hill towns. It feels very much like Vermont to me. Small, lush, lots of farms, kind of off the main tourist drag, shares that slower pace, natural beauty, peaceful medieval charm.
That's a perfect comparison, actually. No coastline, but just miles of olive groves, forests. It's famous for Perugina chocolate, too, and the Umbria Jazz Festival, and St. Sissy, home of St. Francis.
Yeah.
It's ideal if you want that Tuscan feel without, the huge crowds. Maybe a touch of Pennsylvania for the religious history side.
Good point. Okay, then there's La Marche, usually just called Marche. Sits on the Adriatic coast, east of Umbria.
The underdog.
Yeah, less famous, but it has beaches, rolling hills, Renaissance towns, kind of like a mini Tuscany, but with a sea view.
Pretty much sums it up.
I kind of compare it to Oregon. It has similar ingredients to California wine, coast, mountains, but it's less famous, more laid back. Kona's a port city, maybe like a smaller Portland.
Yeah, it's delightfully under the radar. It really does offer a lot. Seaside resorts, mountains, even a manufacturing hub for luxury goods, quietly. It's a really balanced, all-rounder, high quality of life.
So its forte is being balanced, good quality of life, but maybe understated.
Exactly. And don't forget Urbino, Raphael's birthplace, a true Renaissance gem. Locals are very proud of their olive oil and wine too. They'll tell you it's just as good as Tuscany's.
I bet they do. Okay, finally, for central Italy, the heavyweight Lazio, the region that contains Rome.
Can't wait this one.
Lazio is basically Italy's Washington, D.C. functionally, but if we need a state, maybe Maryland or Virginia.
Because
They surround D.C. and have that mix of urban capital influence and more rural areas.
that makes sense. DC isn't a state, but the surrounding area comparison works. Rome is the capital, government center, Vatican City. Lazio's forte is history and government, hands down. And just sheer age. Rome is what, 2,700 years old?
Yeah, mind-blowing.
And Lazio isn't just Rome. There's countryside, medieval towns, ancient Roman holiday spots by the lakes and sea. Vatican City within Rome is kind of like a mini Capitol Hill, I suppose. Rome itself?
Well, it's chaotic, mesmerizing, infuriating, wonderful, all at once.
Huh. Sounds about right. Okay, Central Italy covered. Time to head south. Things get even more intense down there, right?
Oh yeah, let's go south.
Starting our southern leg with Abruzzo. Halfway down the boot on the Adriatic side, it's a pretty rugged mountain, as they call the Apennines there, the Alps of the south, but it also has a coastline.
Right.
Kind of see Abruzzo as maybe West Virginia, rustic, mountainous, a bit isolated historically, but maybe with the dash of Florida because of the beach towns on the coast.
Yeah, the Appalachian feel is definitely there. Hill villages, strong folk traditions, hearty food. It was historically quite poor, but the nature is incredible. 3 national parks, they still have bears and wolves.
Wow, really? Bears and wolves? The regional slogan is Abruzzo forte e gentile, strong and gentle. Kind of sums it up. Its forte is that wilderness and tradition. Authentic Italy, great for outdoorsy types, maybe Colorado for the skiing and hiking potential too.
Okay, onward to Campania, one of the southern giants. Naples, Pompeii, Amalfi Coast,
Big personality here. For me, Campania is Italy's Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay, tell me more.
Naples feels so much like New Orleans. Historic port, incredible food, birthplace of pizza, remember? Music, that sort of irreverent, passionate spirit. Both have that mix of, grit and glory.
Yeah, I can totally see the Naples-New Orleans connection, that soulfulness.
And then you've got Pompeii, Herculaneum right there, Vesuvius looming, and the Amalfi Coast is just pure Italian summer glamour, maybe like Florida's iconic coastlines, Sorrento, Capri.
Right, so Louisiana's soul plus Florida's glamour, its forte must be that culture and chaos mix.
Perfectly put, culture and chaos.
Okay, down to the heel of Italy, Apulia or Puglia.
The heel, yeah. Olive groves everywhere, whitewashed towns.
Makes me think of Florida again. Long peninsula, tons of coastlines, sunshine, popular for summer holidays, retirees, expats.
That's a strong comparison. Puglia definitely has that Florida feel in terms of being a sunny coastal destination. It's got 2 coasts, Adriatic and Ionian, and the olive oil produces something like 40% of Italy's total. It's massive.
Wow, so like Florida is oranges, Puglia is olives, its fortes are beaches, olive oil, and those unique historic villages like the Trilly houses in El Borrobello.
And Lecce, the Florence of the South.
Exactly, great beaches, great food, fascinating towns. Okay, next, Basilicata wedged in the arch of the foot, small mountainous.
Feels like Wyoming or Montana again.
I think so. Sparsely populated, rugged terrain, historically poor and isolated. Matera, with its ancient cave dwellings, is famous now, especially after being a European capital of culture.
And a Bond movie location.
Right, but much of Basilicata is still really remote and untouched.
So, wide open spaces, mountains, not many people. Undiscovered beauty, outdoor potential. Its forte seems to be undisturbed landscapes and history frozen in time. Italy's big sky country, Potenza, its capital, is one of Italy's highest provincial capitals too.
Good point. Finally, the very tip of the boot, Calabria. Dramatic mountains, meeting beautiful coastlines, but maybe historically struggling a bit more. I might compare it to West Virginia again, but with beaches. Or perhaps Alabama, kind of like Italy's deep south.
Historically poor, sometimes stereotyped, maybe seen as lagging behind, but also incredibly rich and unique traditions. Very warm people. And while historically it's had challenges with organized crime like the 'Ndrangheta, though that doesn't define it today.
Right. It sounds fiercely proud and traditional. I read about villages where they still speak ancient Greek or Albanian dialects.
Exactly, that geographical isolation preserves things. And the food is a distinctively spicy induja. That spreadable chili salami is famous. Calabria's forte is its wild beauty and deep traditions. Bergamot orchards, castles, stunning clear beaches like Tropea.
Wild beauty and tradition. Okay, that covers the mainland. Phew, ready for the islands.
Let's hop over. Two big ones.
Italy's two major islands, Sicily and Sardinia. Let's start with Sicily, largest region in Italy. Feels like its own country sometimes.
Really does.
My US pick for Sicily is Texas.
Texas. Okay, interesting.
Well, it's big, has super strong identity. Sicilians often say Sicilian first, Italian second, right? Kind of like Texans. Both have histories of being somewhat independent and maybe that Wild West reputation in their past. Sicily's forte has to be its incredible history and diversity.
The Wild West spirit, the independence.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see the Texas comparison. Sicily also has Mount Etna, an active volcano, so maybe a touch of Hawaii or the US West in there too.
good point. The volcanic aspect.
But culturally, that pride is definitely Texan level. They have their own cuisine, arancini, cannoli, a distinct dialect, this amazing mix of Greek, Arab, Norman history. It feels vast like Texas. You drive for hours to totally different landscapes. Syracuse, the ancient Greek city, is incredible.
That layered history, the cultural melting pot, Greek temples, Norman cathedrals, Baroque towns, amazing food beaches, all on one island.
Okay, last but definitely not least, Sardinia, second largest island out there in the Tyrrhenian Sea, feels very different again.
Totally different. Its own ancient language, Sardinia.
For Sardinia, I think Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah, I can see that. Islands, strong native culture, stunning beaches, often called among the best in the world, a bit removed from the mainland. Both have that unique identity and natural beauty.
Hawaii for the turquoise waters, the island vibe, the ancient culture. Though maybe the landscape itself, the interior, is more arid Mediterranean scrub, kind of rocky, a hint of New Mexico or Arizona in the middle.
Interesting contrast. Rugged interior, stunning coast, and isn't Sardinia a blue zone for longevity?
It is. One of the world's blue zones. People live exceptionally long lives there, often attributed to diet and lifestyle. That's a pretty unique forte.
Wow, so Sardinia's forte is nature and tradition, plus maybe longevity, idyllic beaches, ancient neuralgic sites, mountain villages, a land of contrast.
From the jet-set Costa Smeralda to the really traditional shepherd culture inland, it's fascinating.
Wow, what a deep dive. We actually did it all 20 regions. Comparing them to US states really does give you a vivid snapshot of their personalities.
Doesn't it?
Lombardy as New York, Tuscany as California meets Massachusetts, Campania as Louisiana, Sicily as Texas. It really shows how diverse Italy is.
And we hope this has given you a sort of quick but thorough understanding of what makes each one special.
Yeah, a foundation.
A foundation for appreciating specific places, whether you're planning a trip, just curious about Italy, or maybe even thinking about moving there someday.
And remember the resources for digging even deeper.
With like over 1,500 town profiles, data on quality of life, healthcare, internet, all that practical stuff to help you find your perfect Italian spot.
That's incredibly useful. And not just data, but also in-depth guides, even audio tours for cities like Verona, Bari, Syracuse, especially guides aimed at expats.
Yeah, showing that Italy is so much more than just Rome, Florence, Venice. There are literally hundreds of these magical towns waiting to be discovered.
You know, this whole exercise comparing regions to states, it doesn't just highlight Italy's variety, it also makes you think, doesn't it, about what really defines a place's identity? Is it the history, the landscape, the economy, the food, the people's attitude?
Yeah, what factors did you find most compelling in shaping these comparisons?
Definitely something to think about.
Visit AnyExpat for relocation assistance. Don't forget to like and subscribe.